this is Lydia Jordane. I'm the CEO and founder of LYCON Cosmetics. Waxing started a long time ago for me when I was just experimenting on myself. And then it became a business many years later, and I just still love waxing. And today I'm going to do a little tutorial for you for a professional eyebrow wax. Eyebrows are such a beautiful part of the face, and it is important that the eyebrows are shaped correctly to suit the face, to suit someone's lifestyle even and how they want to look, and to frame the face. So I'm going to use our wonderful LYCOJET Eyebrow Hot Wax. I didn't come up with this name. The people who are using LYCOJET call it the No-Tweeze wax. And that is so very true because LYCOJET removes hair as short as 1 millimeter. You can reapply it on the same area 5 or 6 times without discomfort, and it's really practically painless. To get ready for waxing, we have to decide which sort of spatula do we like to use. I personally like to use the precise shaping spatula for the eyebrows. It's a really lovely spatula. It's got a little point so you can very easily guide the wax exactly where you want it. Some people like to use what they call like a brow beater, but more recently I developed a different shape, and we call it the slanted eyebrow shaping spatula. It's very lovely to work with that point as well. Some people do wax with a paddle pop, but I don't think I get good precision with that because it's just too wide. Now, the other things we need to consider when we're waxing eyebrows or any other waxing is to use the right pre and after waxing lotions. So to start off, we would clean the skin with LYCOJET Skin Cleanser. It removes makeup, perspiration, any debris, anything on the skin like surface bacteria on the skin. So we clean the skin because when you take the hairs out, you are opening the follicle, and we don't want any undesirable bacteria to get into the follicle. Once we've cleaned with that, then we apply a very little bit of pre-waxing oil. The pre-waxing oil pre-soothes the skin, protects the skin from the wax so the wax does not stick to the skin, and that is extremely important. You only need a little bit goes a long way. So I've got like a little drop here, and that is a lot of oil, and that will cover a big area. We finish, we again clean the skin with the LYCOJET Skin Cleanser. We use this on a cotton pad all the time. And also then we finish off to apply some of the Tea Tree Soothe, which has tea tree. So the Tea Tree Soothe protects the follicles so that any undesirable bacteria cannot enter the follicles, and it's moisturizing and soothing on the skin all at the same time. Now, which LYCOJET? Well, I did mention the LYCOJET Eyebrow Hot Wax, but this one is very similar to the very original LYCOJETs, which is the LYCOJET Lavender and also the LYCOJET Desert Rose. They're so beautiful as well. They're all gorgeous and they're interchangeable really. So what is the difference between the LYCOJET Eyebrow Wax? It actually has an extra soothing ingredient which is calendula, and that's extremely good for sensitive skin. But by the same token, the other two, the Desert Rose and the Lavender, have soothing properties like chamomile extract, so they're all soothing, but people love to know that they're being waxed with a special wax just for the eyebrows. So that's why the LYCOJET Eyebrow Wax came about. So first of all, we have to work out what shape the eyebrows we would like to create. So normally we go from the corner of the nose to the corner of the eye, and there, that's how you measure. For the outside, the outer corner is here to the corner of the eye and there. So that's basically where we finish the eyebrow. So it's like that. Now if you open your eyes please, yeah, and then through the middle, and that's where the arch is. If we go right through the iris that way, and that measures where the actual arch needs to be. I like to keep the eyebrows as natural as possible as well because it's a lot less maintenance in that way. So now I'm going to cleanse the eyebrows from makeup, perspiration, any pollution with the LYCOJET Skin Cleanser. Just on a cotton pad. Just do it again. And there we go. Pre-waxing oil. I like to put a drop of the pre-waxing oil on my own hand so I don't have to go to the bottle all the time. And a really good little trick with the pre-waxing oil is to not pump the actual bottle, but to tap it. That way you'll just get a drop at a time. And that is a much easier way to actually control how much oil you also use. So we just massage it in lightly. If it's too oily, you can actually tissue it off, but that's quite okay right now. Before you start waxing on a client, it's very important to actually test the temperature of the wax on your inner wrist. Don't just dab it on, really put it on so you can actually feel the temperature. And if it feels comfortable, you can go on with your waxing. If it doesn't feel comfortable, if it's too hot, then you need to let the wax cool a bit longer. But fortunately, with LYCON hot waxes and the strip waxes, the temperatures keep very well and even in the heater, so there's not much worry. Once you set it and you know where the temperature setting should be, you're right to go. The other thing you would need to do really is before you start, like we've got a couple of little hairs that are sticking up here, just trim them. Some clients need a lot more trimming if the hair is very long, but our model today doesn't really need any other trimming. Everything is fine and we can keep on going with it. So here we are. I'm just going to apply now first in the middle. Okay, so to remove, we just support the skin, flick up and off. So that's actually picked up all this hair, right? Now, we always apply the wax on the eyebrows with the hair growth. So we start from here. You can lay it on and then you can move closer to where the shaping needs to be. And then the other side. Now the reason we apply with the hair growth is to make sure that we do not pull down any hairs from the top here into the wax. So we remove against the hair growth and we always soothe straight after we remove the wax. We soothe, okay. So you can see there's some very fine hairs. It's actually taken most of them off, but for the second application, I'm going to apply the wax against the hair growth. So that way, if there's any short hairs, I will lift them up into the wax and it'll remove a lot better. Now, before I apply the wax again, I've got the pre-waxing oil on the back of my hand. So I'm just applying a little bit of extra oil where I'm going to put the wax on. Also above the eyebrows. The second application we're applying against the hair growth. It's a little bit firm so that you can actually lift the hairs up into the wax. And you can also go backwards this way to get closer to the hair. Okay, so on this side, we go against the hair growth. It's a good idea to hold their head so they can't move. Otherwise they can move and you will slip and probably apply the wax where you don't want to be applied. So remove against the hair growth again. And the wax doesn't need to be rock hard to remove it. It removes the hair very well when it's nice and soft and pliable. Now we're going to apply over the eyebrows. So I'll just make sure the oil is still there, because if the skin absorbs the oil, which it will, you need to reapply the pre-waxing oil. It's also important where you stand and how you're going to apply the wax. It's really, I tend to walk around the client to make the direction of the application more comfortable. This side. Always remove against the hair growth. You can touch the wax to set it, and There we go. And 2 pulls is always good as well. So for the little short hairs on top of the eyebrows, we would again apply against the hair growth. Here we go. So I'm going this way. And if you don't get a full application in one go, it is really not a problem to get another spatula and dip in again and apply extra to join the sections together. You can get very close to where you want the shape to be. Okay, there we go. So, remove, I'll pull twice. Now I'm going to do another application here in the middle because I can see a couple of little straggly hairs. This is where LYCOJET is so fantastic. It doesn't really matter how many times you even put it on. Sometimes when I've had difficult eyebrows, I have applied it more than 5 or 6 times, and it doesn't really matter because you've got the pre-waxing oil on, and that's going to protect the skin, so you don't have to rush. You can do a perfect eyebrow wax, and it doesn't take very long. So as you can see, it's removed all the hair. It's looking really, really great. Sometimes you might have some straggly hairs and it's very difficult to get close to the shape with the wax for the fear that you might take hairs off that you don't want to take off. So you can actually sometimes touch up very carefully with a tweezer, but I tend to hardly ever need to do that. To finish, we're going to use LYCOJET Skin Cleanser on a cotton pad. The other thing we have is the lovely multi-purpose squares. They're very handy for cleaning up with LYCOJET, or you can use them for product applications or facials, and that's them. You can wrap spatulas if you're doing Brazilian, and you can wrap one side of the spatula so you can reuse the same spatula on the other side. That'll save you spatulas. And then to finish, I'm just going to apply a little bit of the tea tree soothe. As you can see, this eyebrow is done, and you can do them so quickly and use very little product as well. It looks like a lot, but it actually is very, very little. And the model's skin is hardly red, and whatever redness is there will go down within about 20 minutes. So how does it feel, Emily?
Feels very good, yeah. Not too painful, quite gentle, and not too hot.
Any stinging?
No, not at all.
No, that's great. So there we are. So this was a lovely, lovely eyebrow wax with the LYCOJET Eyebrow Hot Wax. And you can also use it for nose waxing, lip waxing, chin, sideburns, anything like that. It's a no-tweeze wax, and you do not need tweezers, even for hair short as 1 millimeter. It is absolutely the superhero of all LYCON hot waxes.